everybody. My name is Mitch Speers. I am CRO and co-founder of BuyerForesight Common Sense Conferences, and we are in the middle of the Marketers Unconference here in San Francisco, and we've got a great group of partner and field marketers in the room. And today we also had a really fascinating keynote address from our friend Mathew. And so I'm going to ask Asher to just give us a recap of some of the key points that he brought out in today's session, and we'll take it from there. So, Asher, welcome. Thanks for coming and joining us for the SF Marketers Unconference. And tell me a little bit, kind of a recap of what we talked about in today's keynote address.
Super. Well, first, thank you so much for having me. Anytime I get to spend time with partnerships folks, I'm uber excited about it. But today you also have event marketers and in the room, plus partner marketers, which is super exciting because I feel like as we end this year and start thinking about next year, partner marketers specifically play a key role in figuring out all the different areas that they're going to help partnerships teams generate pipe. So I had the challenge today of really inspiring and encouraging people in the audience who I don't normally speak to, right? Like partner marketing isn't necessarily the core persona that partnership leaders, the company that I have the fortune of leading, focuses on, but it's a growing subset of our member base. And if you think about the challenges that they are very similar, like exec buy-in, demonstrating ROI, generating pipeline, increasing the mind share of their companies inside their partners. And so these to me are universal challenges. And so what we talked about this morning was that apart from these universal challenges, there are certain things that people can learn to have a business conversation versus a partnerships or a functional conversation inside their companies. And I walk the audience through how to have a conversation with their CEO, how to have a conversation with their CFO, how to have a conversation with their chief product officer, how to have a conversation with their CRO and their CMO. And so to me, I felt like if I can give the audience one or two ideas that they can take back to their work and to their jobs on Monday, that will help them plan better for 2025, because I believe the entire industry is starting to think about 2025 and starting to put their plans together.
Yes, indeed. And you mentioned that the partner marketing aspect is kind of a subset of who you really deal with, and I agree. And our focus really is on those marketers and the overlap that we see between field marketers and partner marketers, because that event motion is part of an awful lot of partner co-marketing strategies.
Yes. So I would say traditional partner marketing has been very event-oriented. Co-marketing, which I think is the evolution of partner marketing, is about using other forms of marketing above and beyond just event marketing. And I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the traditionally you had to go meet the VARs where they were at. And the VARs, in most cases, hung out at the larger conferences. And so utilizing events to attract them, to build relationships with them, to focus your energy on them, worked. And then there was a wave in event marketing, which was more about, or I would say partner marketing, but alongside events, was more about business building. So I know Sage and companies like that did a lot of business building conferences, which was also part of partner marketing, but it was, again, using the event motion to inform and educate your channel, as you say. But now the world's changed. So there are, depending on the go-to-market motion that a company has, you can leverage co-marketing inside of your products, outside of your products, to prospects, to customers. Like there's just a lot to do. And it's great to be in an environment where we can inspire and encourage partner marketers to actually go take a seat at that marketing decision table.
Yeah. And we also see a lot of value in thinking about those co-marketing motions and the overlap with field marketing, that many companies are now seeing the value of smaller, more conversational events as opposed to trying to drum up
Yeah.
actual sales pipeline from giant events.
Yeah.
There's certainly a brand benefit
Yeah.
to being highly visible in a large event, but in terms of having a conversation
Yeah.
with a group of people who are a close fit, are you seeing more companies focus on those more targeted, smaller events in their co-marketing motions?
Yeah. So what I think is happening is we went to a time period of COVID where nobody met anyone. And then we went to a post-COVID era where there was an explosion of events. And then the big conferences or just the industry conferences are huge. There's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people. Like I think reInvent, which would be AWS's technically their industry conference, will have 60,000 people. And so it's hard to do anything, I would say. And a lot of people go to reInvent, don't even go to the conference, they just go to all the side events. And this happens at Dreamforce all the time. And I'm not saying that there isn't room for those conferences because they do have a way to bring the entire industry together. But for, I would say, business building events, for professional development events, for events that are focused on one topic, you do need smaller events. And there is a number of smaller, I would say, boutique events that are happening inside inside the partner ecosystem, just to focus. It's just like this one, right? Like you're focused on marketers today, and if I remember one of the data reports that we did called the State of Partner-Led Growth, I believe, partner marketing was on number 51 of a list of 50 for the CMOs that we interviewed, and I was like, wow, like how do we change this? And hopefully we can do it together, but. But for stuff like that, you absolutely need boutique events.
Yeah. And wow, 51 out of 50.
Exactly.
It's like a negative
exactly.
one. That's really sad.
Yeah.
So, are you starting, or have you heard partner leaders or partner marketers complaining about this, about the fact that they are viewed as a complete afterthought? And what kind of advice do you give those especially partner marketers?
Yeah. So for the partnership leaders, the folks that are, let's say, in non-marketing roles inside of partner teams, they have worked really hard to upskill themselves to be able to have these business conversations, right? And so then if you look at the same thing on partner marketing, like you need to be able to have either the marketing business conversation, which is not the conversation about leads and ops and deals and campaigns and all these things. It's the conversation of, look, where does the next $20 million of revenue come from? And that's a strategy conversation, right? It's not the hey, we're going to run these 4 campaigns and 2 happy hours and this, et cetera, et cetera. I think there's room for that, absolutely. But for the people that want to become leaders, they're going to have the business conversation so that their CMO, if they report to that leader, or to the chief partner officer, if they report to that leader, can actually take their ideas and include them into their plan and then present it. Because once the ideas of these business leaders in partner marketing get presented and get approved, that unlocks budget. And once you have budget, then you can do programs and you can have higher resources, which I think if I looked at the data from this event, budget was easily, if not the number one, the top 2 challenges that people are facing.
So partner marketers are going to need to step up their game and have those strategic conversations with executive management if they want to grow their program. And
I would just say, just have the business conversation, not even a strategic. Just have the business conversation about, here's where we believe the next 20, 30, 40 million dollars worth of deals come from, versus here's the $200 million pipeline. I don't think that's going to fly anymore.
Well, Asher, thank you so much for sharing some of your brain with us right now. And we enjoyed having you at the conference. And I appreciate your taking the time to speak with me right now.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it.